Come on. Hello. Okay, there I am. That's my ugly self. This is the ugly old man. All right, what am I supposed to do? Let me see. Um, I had a purpose for doing this, for for doing this, and I don't like that. Anyway, hey out there, whoever will hear this, um, what would you say if I told you? Now I'm being blocked. I don't know if it's God doing it or if it's the all that is or whatever. Um, I need to talk to atheists. I need to talk to Buddhists, um, people that believe in Shintoism and Allah, Christians. In other words, I'm saying that nobody should be excluded. I hope this makes sense to you. I'm not the person to be talking like this, but I'm told that I've got to do it, so I've got to do it. 35 years I've rebelled against this. Well, maybe my cowardly ass needs to, you know what? No. I've been a coward. I've been a coward. I'm a coward. But I have a big job and I have to talk to you all. How do I say this to you in a way where maybe some of you will hear me? There is a much better way. There's a much better way. If your leaders are telling you that you should not believe or hate or anything at all like that, anybody that believes differently from you, they're wrong. They may be really good people, but they're still wrong. Every religion, every belief, and including the atheists now, I want everybody to understand that I'm talking to everybody on the planet. Religious or not, it doesn't matter. I've been trying to say that even bacteria works together. And it's the most minuscule creature on the planet, but look what it does. Can you imagine what would happen if the so-called superior creature on the planet were to all of a sudden work together? Forget about their differences. Forget about, hey, he doesn't preach this way. Hey, he's not one of us, but we will accept him. Um, the hell with all that crap. Can't you understand? Can you understand? Can you? It doesn't matter. I'm a human being. I'm a human being. And so are you. Mankind's worst enemy is the I, me syndrome. I want you to understand that. It's our worst enemy. I, me, the ego. And I have a hard time dealing with it because I'm human. And I have the I, me syndrome because I want to survive. But I've been fighting against it for a long time, and I'm telling you, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. I have things that are blocking me. The way that I was raised, the environmental situation that I was involved in as a baby, as a little baby. And so I have things that I have to surmount that it's almost impossible for me. And I just want everybody to know, I mean, red, white, black, yellow, I don't care what color you are. I don't. I don't care what color you are. I'm just talking to you as one human being to another. If we were to agree to just forget our differences, whether, I don't care if it's religious or racial or whatever, I don't care what sex you are. Well, yeah, I do. But that's the me speaking. That's the I, me in me speaking. So my message to you is going to be imperfect like you would not believe. If we get along, does it matter who's the big power in the world? Does it matter if you walk a specific way? Does it matter if you talk a specific way? Does it matter if you pray a specific way? Does it matter if you... does it matter about anything? The whole thing is everybody's missing the point. Not everybody. That's the I, me syndrome again. A lot of people are missing the truth about what's going on. And here's the deal. I'm telling you that there are things happening that are beyond some people's comprehension, and most people would reject what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is there's this time coming, and we have a very short time. Okay. From the time I can remember, I've had dreams that came true. The Native Americans call me a dream walker. But what I'm saying is I'm not anything special because I tried or I'm this saint or anything like that. I want you to connect with the fact that no matter who you are, no matter where you came from, you can connect to this because it is the human experience. It's the human experience. I want you to understand this. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care about any of the specifics. All I want you to know is there's a way out. And I'm telling you, if we don't do it, it's going to be bad. But there is a way out. Can't come from governments, can't come from groups, can't come from the leaders that we call leaders. Can't come from them unless they understand what the message is. If you're not teaching love, coexistence, cooperation, and effort to save the human race. You're wrong. I defy you to argue with me in public that what I'm saying is wrong. I don't care what you come from, where you come from, why you come from. It doesn't matter. If you don't preach these things to get along with everybody, every human being on the planet, then you're wrong. No matter what your intentions are, no matter where you come from, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. You want to teach love? Hey, what do you think Muhammad and Jesus and Buddha was talking about? Yeah, you can make all kinds of little distinctions and argue the things, but the basic truth is it was all about love. All about love. I have suffered for this. I have. And I want you all to know that I may go down flaming and it may not look pretty. And my life may look like a total losing point. But I'm telling you, I know the truth about one thing. It's all about love. All about love. I don't care which way your eyes are slanted. I don't care. I've been an asshole in my life. I've been one of the worst people. Not one of the worst people, but I've not been a very good guy in a lot of times, in a lot of respects, in a lot of ways. I'm trying to look as decent as I can, no matter how ugly I am. I'm trying to look good for you guys. Of course, I never will. I'm not no Hollywood movie star, that's for damn sure. Although I've been with one of them. Hey, Maria. I remember you from the hospital. Time has done you well. I've watched you from afar and I've admired you and I've been rooting for you. Oh, you've done such a good job. Maria Adams, you're a wonderful lady. Keep up the good work. Well, I'm looking in this picture of me and I'm still not looking good. It's okay. I mean, well, still have not figured out what they mean by beauty's only skin deep. Isn't that a boob? Is it not a boob? I have the answers. Not that I'm really super, well, I am very smart, but not that this was like something that I could have figured out all by myself. I had, what would you call it? I call it the all that is. It may be that there's a divine creature up there that created all this. It may be that we were all perfect at one time and we shattered the glass and came down to this plane of existence and forgot who we were, the fallen angels, so to speak. And our job is to go over and over and over again in this plane of existence until we reach perfection again. Maybe our job is to become an ascended master. How in the hell do I know? I've studied it all. I mean, damn near all of it. I mean, I haven't devoted my entire life to any particular study. It's all general knowledge to me. I'm just saying, if you're an atheist, if you're a Muslim, if you're a Christian, if you're a Buddhist, and all the other, even the Hare Krishnas. I'm a Detroit boy, and Mayor Coleman Young might have stuck in your craw. I've just been very fortunate in a lot of ways. It's been a very torturous path for me, but I've been very fortunate. A lot of people think I have a very sad life, but you know what? No, it's been hard. I can tell you that it's been hard. I mean, anything that you can possibly think of, it's happened to me, pretty much. But everything happens for a reason. It's all good. I'm finally coming to grips with that. Thank God that I was fortunate enough to talk to my mom and my dad in a real way, where when they passed, you know, it was understood. And when my mom died, it really wrecked me. But so the two fastest way to get rid of somebody: ask to borrow money or start talking about yourself. Can I beg your forgiveness in this one respect that I'm talking about myself? I think the only reason why I'm doing it, I'm hoping it's not the I me syndrome, but I think the only reason why I'm doing it is because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. My body's beat up. I'm, I don't know why I'm still alive. I don't know. Really. You can ask the doctors. Had 3 of them tell me I was going to be dead a long time ago. I smoke cigarettes. I drink. I occasionally smoke pot. I used to smoke pot a lot, but then raising kids, and it went from $30 an ounce to, was it indica? That lime green stuff, and they wanted $180 an ounce. And I said, well, that's the end of that. And I'm telling you straight up, for at least 10 years, I never smoked, not even one puff. Because there's no way I'm going to take away from my kids that way. Now, I'm a destroyed man. I'm an abused dog. And I've done some things that I really, still to this day, I'm 60 years old. And I still, when I think about the things that I've done, brings tears to my eyes. Not been a good guy. Not been. To the people I've hurt, please forgive me. Please. You don't have to. I understand that. I would love it. In a perfect world, everybody to understand where I was coming from and why I did the things I did. So would I. But this is not a perfect world. I want you all to know, though, the ones that I've been personally touched by, that I I'm just asking for forgiveness. I'm still making mistakes, of course. If I wasn't, then I would be an ascended master, or whatever you want to call it. To the rest of the people that I have not touched, um, there is a way. Now everything's pointing towards this horrible catastrophe that's going to occur. Now, I've had visions all my life. Not that I'm some kind of Svengali or anything like that. I'm not Madame Blavatsky, or I'm not Casey, Nostradamus, Jesus Christ, Muhammad. I'm not those. I'm certainly not those. If what I see and perceive to understand, these people were holy people. I'm not that. I'm not one of those kind of people. I haven't lived a life of chastity like Mother Teresa did. I am certainly not Mahatma Gandhi, the bravest man of the 20th century. Name somebody else that's braver. I defy you. You can put up people, but I'm telling you, war heroes ain't shit compared to Mahatma Gandhi. And let me make something understood here. I'm a veteran. And anybody that's done acts of courage and honor and things like that, I love you. I love you. I'm not trying to say any disrespectful thing to you. I'm not trying to say any disrespectful thing to anybody. Nobody. All I'm saying is, Mahatma Gandhi was the bravest man that I can think of. When it came to the truth, name somebody else. And I'm not talking about with these stereotypes, and I'm talking about reality. The man took he took bullets for the truth. The truth. Let me ask you something. I think it was Columbine, and those poor kids were being shot by other kids. And they were in the cafeteria, and they said, "Any Christians in here?" And everybody in that cafeteria knew if they stood up and said, "I'm a Christian," they were going to get killed. Guess what? A 14-year-old girl did it. She stood up and said, "I'm a Christian," and they shot and killed her. I'm going to ask every Christian on the planet, would you do the same? Or would you deny me 3 times? Just being real. You can paint it any way you want to. I've studied it. I've looked at myself in the mirror and said, would I have stood up? And I'm going to say, better than a 90% chance that I wouldn't have stood up. A 14-year-old girl did. And where were the Christians when this girl did this? Did they hail her as a Christian hero? Nope. Did not. What's her name? Anybody know? Besides her family and friends. And let me tell you something. Mommy and daddy and everybody that was involved in her life, she's a freaking hero. She's a hero. You think Swaggart, you think any of these evangelical guys on TV would have stood up and taken a bullet for Christ? Really? Me as a simple human being, I look at it and I say, I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have stood up. I would have been a coward. And Jesus would have turned his head out. At least I'm real about it. There's blame to put out on everybody. Human beings. I, me syndrome. It's a spin-off from the survival trait. When we were Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal or whatever. It's what we do to survive. We will do whatever it takes to survive most times. That 14-year-old didn't. She died for an ideal. And there ain't no blemish on that. None. I'm a veteran. And I looked myself in the mirror. And I was real. And I asked myself, would I have stood up and said, yes, I'm a Christian? Knowing I would have been shot and killed. Preacher man talking on TV, putting down the rock and roll. Wants me to send a donation because he's worried about my soul. I said, Jesus walked on water, and I know that it's true. But sometimes I think that preacher man ought to do a little walking too, and I ain't asking nobody for nothing. If I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you can just leave this long-haired country boy alone. I ask anybody to be true. Would you have stood up? Simple question. But didn't Jesus Christ forgive the man who denied him? Who was Pontius Pilate? Did or did not his wife have a prophecy before Jesus even came to town? And said, do not persecute this man. Is it the truth? Did she have a dream? Did she have a revolution? Revolution. See, I told you I'm not a really good speaker. Did she or did she not have a revelation that this holy man would come and they would ask Pontius Pilate to kill him? And she says, you must not kill him. What's the truth? Talk to a theologian, not a preacher. Talk to a theologian who will not benefit by getting your dollars in his coffers by telling you the truth. Theologians are a little bit different. They're the best ones to talk to, actually. Even if they're biased, you know, I mean, even if they think that Pontius Pilate did everything in his power to stop Jesus Christ from being persecuted and executed. And I ain't got nothing against the Jews, but the truth is the truth. You know, if I was a Jew back then, if I was Jewish back then, I'm trying not to sound prejudiced. But if I was Jewish back then, I probably would have been the same person. I would have been yelling, save the murderer, kill that guy. The truth of the matter is, The guy was talking stuff and he was threatening the power and the wealth of people that were in power. That's why he died. And Pontius Pilate said, I find no wrong with this man after talking to him all day. Dispute that. There are wrongs that we have done, and I don't care who you are. If you're red, white, black, or yellow, every race has fucked up. You know how I can tell? And you can dispute me all you want on this and that. The fact of the matter is, nobody, no race, no class, no sex, no nothing has ever done anything the absolute proper way, because the world would be a different place if they had. We would become, here's what I say, we have an opportunity right now. We can remain Homo sapiens, or we can transcend to become Homo superior. My terminology. Maybe not correct, but I think scientifically speaking, it might be. If we were to evolve and to rise above what we are, stop hurting each other. Stop it. Stop hurting people. Don't care what your excuses are. Stop it. 85,000 kids under the age of 5 years old have died in Yemen. And yet you still have excuses. 85,000 children have died. Don't care what your excuse is. That's the most evil fucking thing. When you're killing children. Hey, if you're killing people, in particular children, stop it. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what your excuses are. Children are dying. Stop. Stop it. Find another way. How would you feel it was your children? There's a better way. I'm telling you. With cooperation. Instead of all your fucking tiny little fears. Believe me, I've been there. I've been in fear all my life. And I can understand fears. But I'm telling you, if your fears are killing kids, if you're hurting kids, if you're hurting another person, if you're cutting off the breasts of women, the most beautiful thing that was ever created is the female form. And these despicable people, they're still human. See, I have a hard time talking about this. What kind of insanity are you listening to where you can go in and rape women and children and then cut off the breasts of women while they're alive and awake? Just cut their breasts off. What? You have an excuse? Really? You thinking that God wants you to hurt other human beings? Really? If there is a God and he says that it's okay to hurt other people, to torture people, to rape women, to rape children, to put people into slavery, then fuck God. I'm saying, if that's God, then the human race needs to stand up and be better than fucking him. But I'm telling you, if there is a God, he ain't saying that that's cool. I'm telling you. No. If he's smarter than us, he's better than us, and omnipresent and omnipotent and all that crap, then I'm telling you straight up, he does not like people that just viciously hurt other people. No matter where you come from, no matter what your excuses, you have no excuse. If you're torturing people, you're messing up. If you're raping little babies, if you're raping women, if you're dismembering people, what the fuck? How stupid are you? Wake up. I'm calling on you, all of you that are doing all these harmful things to people. I don't care what your excuses are. I don't care if you're under orders. You remember what the Nazis did? Huh? We were under orders. Was that any excuse? Hey, Jewish people, the Nazis, was there any excuse for them to do what they did? I point out people only to say that these are examples. I have no digress against anybody. Even to me, my personal thing, child molesters, even they have the right to. God, how do I do this? Being the victim of a parent that was a child molester, I have a really hard time saying what I'm saying. I'm 60 years old, and you can look at me and you can see that I'm, you know, boy. But even at 60 years old, I'm still the victim, and I don't want to be. And I took many, many steps to not be. But still, your biggest learning curve is when you're from the time you're born to the time you hit about 5. Well, the child molestation started way before then, before I turned 5. Not that I remember any of it. I'm just saying, I have to say this because this is the reason why I'm talking to everybody. So, even chomos. It's an American expression, child molesters. It should be chimos. Always a perfectionist. How many times have I kicked myself in the ass? So here's the deal. China is going to become the last power on planet Earth as a unity. They can decide to be good about it. They can decide to be bad about it. And I'm telling everybody on the planet, there's nothing you can do about it. The last opportunity to take down China was in 1945. So guess what? That was a while back. Mao Zedong said he'd take down America without firing a single shot. Guess what? He's in his grave and he's still smiling. In the year 5,000 something, I have no clue, the earth will be barraged by something from the planet or the sun. Every single living organism, it's going to be so devastating that every single living organism on the planet will die. Earth will become sterile. And I'm telling you from, I'm going to guess, forgive me. I've done a lot of nasty work and my lungs are shot. Can you believe that with all the lung power? All the stuff that's spewing from my mouth. And on top of that, I smoke. Not a good combination. China will take over the world. I defy anybody to stop them. Anybody. China as a unit is much smarter than any other unit on the planet. And my belief is that we're going to go to war with Russia somewhere around the year 2022 to 2023, whatever. These have been given to me in visions or whatever you want to call them, psychotic episodes. And in the middle of this war, it's going to be conventional, and we're going to be kicking Russia's ass. Now, George Washington supposedly had a vision, and he said China, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa were going to combine to become one force, and they were going to take down America. They were going to come here. They were going to annihilate us. They were going to take us out as a military force. It's in the Library of Congress. You don't have to believe me. George Washington's vision at Valley Forge. And some people deny that it's true, and whatever. But I can see it happening. Look around, you guys. Know that I love every single human being on this planet. Also, let's start off with the fact that I'm, what do they call that? I have a dissociative problem. I cannot really truly connect with any human being on the planet. Not a single person. Ask any of my exes. Ask my children. I'm being real with you, and then that one hurts me. I totally sucked as a father. Totally. I mean, I did things. I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't continue the sexual abuse. Not in the least. It stopped. The buck stopped here. I'm proud of that. I have never sexually abused a child. That's awesome. I'm 60 years old, so I guess I've passed the test, huh? But I let him down in a whole bunch of other ways. But what do you expect? I defy anybody to sit in my shoes, take a walk a mile in my shoes, and be a better person. I defy anybody. What fucking idiot would be sitting here when people say it's hard to get two people to agree on something and say, I want 7 billion people to agree on something. It probably isn't going to happen. Remember Sodom, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah? The guy that said, hey, if 50 people, if 20 people, if 10 people, if 5 people, if 2 people. Didn't happen. That's what I'm fighting. And, if you look at things, I mean, as a whole, their argument is very based in solid facts. I mean, it's never happened in the history of humankind. And by the way, I believe that we're on our third civilization. It'll be our last. We have until the year 5000 something to figure it out. So you don't have to listen to this crazy old fucker. This crazy fool that doesn't know how to talk to people. I've been called strange all my life. All my life. My great-great-grandmother smoked for approximately 90 years.
New message is received from 1113114.
Well, Cricket just told me I've used up 75% of my data or whatever it's called. I can't afford to buy more data. I'm pretty much broke. I've been screwed out of my... I don't want to talk about that. Anyway, I'm sitting here with a very small pension and a lot of wind. Hey guys, I'd like to talk to you forever, but I guess I can't. The only thing I can say is we are capable. I mean, if you were to think about it rationally, we are capable of doing so much better. So much better. Any jerk with an 8th grade education can figure that out. So I have to give up on what I was trying to do here. I can't talk to you until next month. I don't have the money. I just don't have the money. So I apologize to you. Please forgive me. I'm not a man of means. I don't understand social media. Give me a book now, I can read it. But this stuff I don't understand. So I have to quit. All I'm saying is, if for those who have ears to hear, please listen. Maybe understand what I'm talking about. All I'm talking about is the unification of mankind. And for us to go into our next evolutionary stage on a peaceful note. Not so bad. Now, I've been told by people that's almost impossible. But I have not given up on you guys. I have not. I may go to my grave a loser, not a winner. God, I would hope I'm wrong. But this just is the way it is. I have such a horrible time talking to people. I'm not good at it. I've worked on it for a long, long time. And I don't know how to reach people. I really don't. But I'm telling you that my thoughts are clear. My heart's with you. And if anybody understands this, both my hands are this way. My head and my heart are one. And I'm telling you, you guys can do better. All right, I guess I have to stop this thing. I'm screwed out of time. Share. Okay. Stop it. Stop it. Yes.